Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast here at AGM Tech Plus. On today's episode, our topic would be how to start a career in tech. Here with me, I have an amazing person. His name is Mr. Asieri Odusi, and he's going to be taking us through how to start a career in tech, what challenges he may have faced, and how you can overcome those challenges. So stay with us. What inspired you to start a career in tech, and what was your first step in getting started?
Tech, very interesting. All right, for me, I have been somebody who love to support businesses, basically help people, and I always try to find ways I can use my hands or my knowledge to do that. And so for me, it was something I saw as an opportunity while I was here at graduate. I needed to create an alternative outside of what I was studying in school, and then that led me to tapping down into a skill in design that I had, and then I built that skill, added up the knowledge of digital marketing, and then I started providing branding and digital marketing services for small businesses.
Okay.
And from there, I started growing and adding more skills to my.
You basically self-taught on the knowledge you had.
Yes,
You
I did.
continued from there.
Exactly.
Can you share your educational background or any training in particular that has helped you through your career?
Education. So let's leave primary, secondary. I think most of the things that I know today has been a mixture of branching out to learning from different areas. While marine engineering did not give me the direct transition into technology, it started off from that branding part. We started doing branding and marketing, and then I started doing that and got more exposed to other opportunities or other areas in technology. And I worked with a couple of organizations that had me to provide digital skills training to young people.
Okay.
And then doing that started opening my eyes to see, outside of digital marketing and this, we could also introduce areas like software development and all of those things. And for me, it was, I can't transfer knowledge if I don't know about something, and it got me to taking online courses, watching videos, practically self schooling myself on these areas in technology, and I think that's what has helped me so far.
What are some challenges you have faced in your journey, and how did you overcome most of them?
I think one of the things that I faced early enough in my career was not getting clarity on what I needed to, where I wanted to be. At the time, for me, it was just an alternative because I was going to leave school. And I was not going to beg anybody for anything.
You wanted
I
to
needed
make money.
I needed to be self. No, the interesting thing was while I was in school, I had money, and I not okay. I had money. I had money because I had two scholarships,
Oh,
and so I was okay. I was comfortable. But when we had left school, I was uncertain of what I was going to do because I was seeing that I was not going to study marine engineering because of the situation of the country at the time. I needed something that would be giving me money because I did not want to go back home. And so a challenge for me was that I don't want to fail. I don't want to go back home. So I needed to find a way to ensure that I'm able to do something that will fetch me money, and I'll be able to live in Bielsa at that time.
okay.
And so I did not know where I was going to come up to be in terms of my end goal, but I just knew that I needed to put different things in place.
Yes.
So I was learning so many things. I was learning a lot. I was doing too much that at a point it even affected my health. And for that, one of the things I would tell people moving forward that while you're trying to build something, you should always ensure that you do not jeopardize your health. And so I had that challenge in terms of clarity, but as I advanced in knowledge, in experience, I started getting clarity on what I needed to do, what are the kind of relationships I needed to build, the kind of organizations I needed to get into so I could gain the experience I needed for the next level of my life. And then once that was sorted to some extent, it just kept on opening. It's just like onions. As you keep on opening, there are more layers, and
You
I
were
think
on the
that's
right path because you take one step, it led you to like seven other steps.
exactly.
What advice would you give to someone with no tech background who wants to break into tech?
I think tech is something that everybody uses today. So, and it's even very expedient for young people to even get to understand, even older people to understand how technology can impact on their individual productivity. And then, if it's going to be a tool or a career path for them, they need to understand the vast opportunities first.
Okay.
So getting clarity on what technology can do for you on a personal level is very important. And then what technology can do for you in terms of building a career out of it is also very important. And thankfully today we have a lot of tools, particularly AI tools, that can even help streamline and give you deeper understanding. There's this exercise I usually do when I have training sections, and I say if you are an undergraduate or you're a recent graduate, that particular thing you studied, take that course, put it on ChatGPT, for instance, and prime it in such a way that it gives you options of the possible careers that you can take advantage of leveraging on technology. You'll be shocked to see there are a lot of opportunities that you never thought about were possible.
Yes.
And then you can even see priming to see what specific tech skill do I need to be able to fit into this role or fit into this opportunity, and to also give you step by step guide. Learning how to use these very simple tools would help a lot of you people coming into technology to get clarity first, and then there are now some other personal tests that you need to do. You need to do your own personal SWOT analysis to know your areas of strengths or weaknesses, and then test things before you now decide that you want to focus
Go
on
into
one.
them.
Yeah.
How important would you say certifications are in this technology space?
Yes, as it has always been, the tech certification has never really been anything, honestly. I would say so. A
Okay.
certificate is just a testament that you pass through a rigorous process of learning. There's possibility that you can pass through a process and it was not rigorous and you nothing got into your head and you have something to show. Why I love the tech industry is that certificate is nothing if you can't prove that you can do the particular work. If I go take a program in say software development, maybe a 6 months program, a 1 year program, and I have a certificate to show I am a certified software
Software
developer,
developer.
and I'm given a project and I can't write the code, then that certificate is useless.
There's a
And so
problem somewhere.
technology, even the tech industry as a whole, even in terms of the recruitment process, why certificate is okay to show, oh, I learned this thing. For recruiters, it really is nothing. It is okay. You have done this thing, you studied this thing, you learned this thing. Can you replicate this? Or show me what you've done in terms of your portfolio. That is the proof that you can actually execute on a job. Certificate is good for what's it called it achievement purpose, but the
Okay.
main thing is the skill that you learn.
That's nice. Can you discuss the role of mentorship? How would you say you having mentors helped you in your tech journey? Is it compulsory to have a mentor? Do you really
Okay,
need one?
I will say it in this way. I think a lot of persons have challenges in understanding the role of a mentor or the role of a coach. And in fact, for me, I would say there are people that I consider role models.
Okay.
They are not necessarily in tech, but they do things that I take a look at and say, okay, if this is the way this person is living his life, this is the way this person is being intentional about this aspect of his life, what can I model out of it that suits my own situation? In the tech space, it is great to have people that you can reach out to when you are stuck. Now, the roles of mentors is to provide strategic information on how you can move to the next phase of your career.
Okay.
Then you need a coach that can now put you through and say, okay, take this action, take this action, take this action, take this action on your journey, right? That
Yes.
is the role both of them play. And then even in mentorship, some people feel or think that mentor has to be one old person Your mentor can be somebody within your age group, it can even be somebody younger than you. The idea is you want somebody who can give insight on the next stage of your life you want to go to. And so you can have those people within your network that from time to time you want to provide value to, and then in exchange they can give you those insight on what's the next step that you can take. Yes, mentors are good, but it's not necessary that you say if I don't have a
If you
mentor I
don't
will
have
not
it, it's just necessary that if you stumble, there should be somebody that you would ask for help.
exact to it. One other very even important thing aside this whole mentor thing is to have a network of people, a community. Now the thing how the tech industry works is when you belong to communities and your voice is heard in that community, people recognize you for the value that you bring, and it's easy for them to recommend you for opportunities. They do
Yes.
not need to be mentors. They could be people within your community who know the value that you can bring to the table, and that can even help in growing your career.
What are some common misconceptions you think people have about tech in general?
Misconception. Some people think that once you hear tech, say I'm a tech person, I say, okay, my phone no they work, help me look this thing. No, there are different areas in technology. Technology is very broad. It is a practice. Technology also is a product. You need to understand technology as a career, technology as a tool or a product, and how you can even use technology the way you want to. A lot of people have that misconception that technology is limited to a particular thing, maybe phone repair or desktop publishing.
Or only
And
people that can code?
exactly, that's another. Even in technology, there's the technical and the non-technical aspect of it. We have most of the engineers, your software developers, and the rest who do more of the technical components, and then we have people who do the non-technical areas like the copywriting, the social media management, and all of those things. UI UX design, they are non-technical, but they are important tech skills, and that is just the misconception. And people think also that technology, once you get into tech today, you make money tomorrow. That's not true. Please don't be deceived. It's not true. There are processes to making money. While a career in technology can be very rewarding, it is important that you understand that it is a journey and not a sprint. That is it.
Thank you very much for that advice. How would you say someone can now choose these career paths? What's your advice for somebody who doesn't know if it's cybersecurity or data analysis or whichever one? How would they choose?
You see, when we started this conversation, I made mention about doing a SWOT analysis. It's very important. Now, I'll give myself an example. I do not code. I do not like it. And the reason why I do not like it is because I understood my weakness. I do not like lines, plenty of lines. If I see plenty of lines, it confuses my head.
I understand that.
I am very intelligent, but I don't have problems
Yes,
with lines. If I try to force myself to become a software developer, I practically will be deceiving myself. But when it comes to branding, when it comes to designs, I can confidently sit down and wake up with it. Coming to management, coming to marketing, I am comfortable with it. For every individual, you need to do that SWOT analysis. It's very important. Check out your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are the opportunities, and what are the threats to even what you think you can do. And then use that as a yardstick to branch into different. And the beautiful thing is that with tools like AI, with even platforms like YouTube, you can even take a simple introductory course and you won't know if this is something you want to do or not before you invest heavily into that particular skill. I think that's the advice I would give any person that wants. Before you start, go and do the research first and have an understanding. Do your SWOT analysis before you go into a particular one. And it's also not bad if you want to test. If you have the resources to test multiple, good for you.
Good for you,
But find somewhere that you will be like a master in that area, and then these other ones can be complementary skills for you.
Aside from getting this knowledge, what are some personal skills you feel we should, if I want to go into tech now,
Hmm.
what would you advise me? Personal skills, not gaining knowledge on tech
Tech,
skills
yes,
alone.
yes. There's something that we do at our organization, and then it is important because we have seen that a lot of persons just want to gain technical skills, and they don't realize that the technical skill is not enough, particularly if you want to go into a full-blown career in any of the tech field. Even if you are going to be an entrepreneur or a freelancer, skills beyond just the know-how, the technical know-how that you need to acquire. Communication skill is very important. There are some people who say, I'm an introvert, oh, I don't know
I'm
how
a
to
shy
talk, oh, I
person.
do not. How, if you are a business person, how will you interact with your customers if you are an introvert? You will starve because you need to be able to communicate. And if you are working in a team, how do you collaborate with team members if you are somebody who don't know how to communicate? Communication skills is very important. There are also other personal skills that you need to brush up. How do you present yourself? How do you comport yourself, whether in a meeting or in person? In terms of customer service is even one that I feel every individual should have. Very important, because for instance, in an organizational setting, you could have people who say there's a customer around and two staffs are probably insulting themselves. It's a joke, oh, but you are representing an organization, oh, and the client that is there could just be taking to those things and saying that, in fact, it could even be that two staffs are complaining about the organization. Oh, this thing,
While a
this,
customer
while the
is
customer is
seated.
there. Some of these things are little skills that you need to learn. I usually say that individuals would invest in their brand, their personal brand, and their personal brand is categorized by four pillars. The first is their value system. What is your value system as an individual? Are you somebody who holds excellence in high esteem? If yes, it means that for every single thing you do, whether it's for your benefit or not, you want to ensure that you are putting your best foot out. The second area is your character as as part of your branding pillars. What character do you portray when people interface with you? When they meet with you at the first time, are you always squeezing your face? Are you always frowning? Is something wrong in your house that you bring to the workplace, to bring to your team?
Yes.
Your character in a way can either attract people to you or for me. I know the bad thing about brand perception is people just take that information and then they run with it, and you don't know how far that will fly. Somebody might want to do something with you as maybe a software developer, and the encounter two other persons have had with you was negative. This person does not need to come and experience that thing. He just needs feedback from these two persons, and he say, oh, okay, you might know the skill, but a character flaw has deterred the opportunity
Yes,
for you to
yes.
get more opportunities. Now, the third part is in terms of appearance. How do you want to how do you want people to address you when they see you? If you say you are a senior engineer, for example, how do you dress? When people see you, do they see a senior engineer in you, or they see you as somebody who is looking for 200 naira for transportation? You need to package yourself. You need to appear in a way that people give value for what you do, even without even seeing your work. And so appearance plays a huge role in terms of some of those skills that you need to begin
Fire.
to acquire and then put out. You need to even be very deliberate about it. Even your appearance even should be portrayed on what you do on your social media platforms. If you say you're an engineer, or you're a UX designer, you're a copywriter, what do you put out on your social media platform? Does it negate what you say you are? So use the word. Say, let's say you are a content writer and everything professionally, but on social media, are you a baddie? Are you somebody who is always posting that you're in club, you're outside? There should be some sort of balance in how you present yourself. And the last part, of course, is your niche. You want to be able to give people a clear understanding of that particular area or set of skills that you have that you can provide. Just give an example. If you have a lot of persons on your contacts, your social media, your WhatsApp contacts, and you notice that there are some persons that they always post maybe cakes. That's what they do. Your status is cake, 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 you see. You might not patronize them. But the moment that you need tech, it's that person that comes to your mind
First.
because you're able to identify and define that this is the niche that they operate within.
Yeah.
As a tech person, you should also be able to define your niche on your bio, whether it's WhatsApp or Instagram. Clearly state what you are. If you are building that skill, add aspiring software developer, aspiring that. Let people have clear understanding of what they can do with you. That way you are helping to better position yourself as an individual going into tech.
Thank you. That was very insightful. Thank you very much for that. How do you stay up to date with the newest and latest trends? Because tech is ever evolving.
Yes.
How do you keep up with
Yes,
that?
for me, is I am always on social media. I'm always on social media. Social media, of course, with social listening, you can know what's happening. And then there's also communities, like I mentioned earlier. In communities, you get to see new trends, sector specific. You begin to see the new maybe frameworks if you are a developer. You begin to see new maybe platforms if you are a content or social media person, or what has happened in terms of the change in algorithm. You begin to understand that when you belong to communities. So as a tech person, it is important that you find yourself in communities, skill specific communities. For instance, if you are if you're a digital marketer or do anything around digital marketing, content creation, there's a community for digital marketing practitioners called the Clan Africa. You can be a part of that community and you get all of this knowledge. They even host free knowledge sharing sections where you begin to learn more about it. That's basically how I stay updated about new trends.
Any last advice or any words you'd like to give aspiring techies?
Yes, technology is great. It's a very vast field that even here in Nigeria we've never even touched a fraction. If you notice, everybody is a software developer. There's AI engineering. People are going into AI, and we don't even have people who have started going into AI engineering that are feeding information into AI tools. We need to begin to keep up with the pace. Start deliberately learn skills. Do not wait until somebody pays for one huge boot camp. There's YouTube free that you can learn a lot of things free, or you can, in fact, there are some people that I know that are software developers that they learned on YouTube. They didn't go to any school. You need to be able to dedicate your time into the practical learning. Learn, network with people. Do not stay isolated. A lot of tech people do that. They stay in their houses. Come out. If there are industry related events, attend, network with people, share ideas, and you keep on building a successful tech career. I think that's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, sir. I
Thank you.
had so much knowledge from this session, and I'm sure you would too if you watched this. Hope to see you next time. Share and subscribe to people who you know are going into tech. Thank you very much.